Hey guys, what's going on? This is David the Car Guy, and today we're going to be reviewing one of the most iconic American cars. The 2012 Dodge Challenger RT V8 Hemi in beautiful red. So let's get this review started. Alright guys, so here in the interior of the Dodge Challenger Hemi V8, let's start her up. I'm not trying to be like Sup Kyle. So the interior is very kind of blendish, but the materials are a lot more high quality than something of like the Dodge, not the Dodge, but the Chevy Camaro or even the Ford Mustang. It doesn't look like it, but it really is more high quality. Like you got soft touch plastic up in this whole dash right here. Soft touch plastic right here on the sides. Even though it does look like cheap plastic, it's not. It's like nice rubbery feeling, very nice to touch. Over here where you rest your arm, you have this kind of vinyl type of material where you rest your forearm, but over in the front where you have the controls, it's kind of pretty plasticky, but you also have vinyl that is wrapping around it, so it's pretty nice. The door handle is metal. The paddle shifters are fully metal, and it was pretty nice because I woke up and I went into this car and the paddle shifters were like really cold, and you know, you can really tell that it's metal. The steering wheel is very nice. It's leather wrapped with nice stitching here, except this is the same exact steering wheel from the Dodge Charger, so it's not very different from that, but you know, it's still a nice steering wheel, so I'm not complaining. In the middle here you have this like kind of rubbery plasticky like airbag holder. I'm not sure what this is called. The center of the steering wheel, and on the bottom here, you know, you got pretty plasticky materials. The dash, it's plasticky, but it has this nice like kind of texture to it, so it is glossy plastic, but at least it's not reflective glossy plastic, so it doesn't look too cheap. Alright guys, so Dodge Challenger, we're gonna go ahead and drive it, and I'm gonna tell you what it's like. So we have the automatic version here, not the manual version. I'm sorry guys, I tried to get the manual version, but I just couldn't, so we have the automatic. We do have the paddle shifters, fortunately, and we do have the shift knob where you can turn it to the right or turn it to the left, and it actually shifts for you. So it's kind of like a manual, and I'm going to be using that, so it kind of simulates like I'm using your manual. So close enough, right? The first thing you notice when you turn on the car and actually drive it is how quiet it is. I did not expect this. I thought when I got into a V8 Hemi, big engine car, I would hear just spools of, you know, all these like, all these sounds and all these like bubbly sounds and stuff. No, this car sounds like I'm driving a Mercedes or something. It's crazy quiet. I don't know what happened when Dodge was designing this car, but this is not really a manually sounding car. It kind of sounds like a Mercedes. Really, it sounds exactly like a Mercedes. You literally don't hear anything inside the cabin unless you really push it. I mean, yeah, you kind of can hear it there, but you still don't hear that, you know, bubbly like that sound. You don't get that with this car. I don't know why. I think Dodge really needs to improve their exhaust system because it is quiet. But the power is pretty good. Yeah, it's wonderful. Whew. Hopefully no cops saw that. So the power is there, definitely, but you just don't hear anything. As you saw in the exhaust clip, it's just like you don't hear much. It's unless you really push it, it's just not there. I mean, if I were to get this car, I would definitely have to change the exhaust system for something like much better. But this is a muscle car. It's supposed to be loud, it's supposed to be in your face type of thing, but it just sounds like a luxury car. And you know, for some people that's alright, but this is a muscle car, so for me it's supposed to be loud. So I live in Washington State, and we have a lot of curvy roads and winding kind of roads. I mean, you can't drive for 2 miles without turning somewhere. So this isn't like Florida where we have long straight roads of nothingness for like 10 miles. No, for me that lives in Washington State, Federal Way, Washington actually, we have a lot of curvy roads, a lot of turns. So this car isn't really the best for that type of environment because it's a muscle car, but it's not as bad as you think. You know, I hear a lot of people say that it's very floaty, that it's very the suspension feels very very soft, and I kind of have to disagree. Actually, I've driven many cars, including the Subaru BRZ and Scion FRS, and those are very firm cars, and it actually feels pretty firm. Like I've taken turns at very high speeds. I've gone over bumps and stuff like that, and it actually feels firm. Like you don't, it doesn't feel like it has too much body roll. But it does have body roll. It is kind of ish. It's like, I would say it's a really good mix between softness and hardness, firmness and softness. So, if I had $30,000, which car would I buy? Would I buy the Chevy Camaro, the Dodge Challenger, or the Ford Mustang? Well, to be perfectly honest, I would actually buy the Chevy Camaro just because I like the sporty, firm type of feeling. But that's only because I live in Washington State. You know, we don't have very long roads. We just have a lot of curvy type of roads. And me personally, I like that very firm type of ride. I don't really care if I hit a bump and my back hurts. For me, that's fun. For me, I find that kind of fun. So, you know, for me, I don't really care about a soft ride or anything like that. But you know, if I were to go on a like really long road trip, or if I lived in Florida and I had really long straights, I would probably pick this car over the Chevy Camaro or the Ford Mustang just because it's so comfortable. But I don't live there, so I would not pick this car. And as for the Ford Mustang, I think I would even pick the Ford Mustang over this car just because for me it feels even sportier than this car. So, you know, that's my personal opinion, but I do like the Dodge Challenger's look. I think it looks the most badass over even the Chevy Camaro and the Ford Mustang. I just think it just looks really, really cool. It looks the most retro, and I really like muscle cars. But just for me, it doesn't really feel like a muscle car too much, just because it just feels too much Dodge Charger-y, or Chrysler 300-ish. So you guys, thank you for watching this review. Go ahead and subscribe. I'm gonna have a lot more reviews of cars and POVs and stuff like that. So yeah guys, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share.